Okay, so we're going to look at bar charts and line graphs, in particular comparative ones. Example 1. A survey was conducted into what people's favourite fruit was. This is shown in the composite bar graph opposite. So a composite bar graph basically helps you compare two or more quantities of data. So part A, what is the most popular fruit for men? Well, looking at the bar, it is orange. And for women, it is going to be grapes. Part B, how many more men than women prefer an orange? Well, we've got 9 men who prefer an orange, and we've got 2 women, so we have got the answer of 7 more. Okay, part C, how many women did not choose grapes as their favourite? Okay, 6 women said apples, 2 said orange, and 6 said banana. So the total that didn't say grapes was 6, 2, and 6, which is 14. Part D. How many fewer women took part in the survey than men? So we're going to need to work out the totals for both. So we've got 5 and 6 and 4. So we've got 24 men. And women, we've got 6, 2, 7 and 6. So that is 8 and 13, which is 21 women. So we had 3 less women. Example 2. So this bar graph is looking at voting preference in a general election. So men, the blue bar, women, the kind of red pink bar. Part A, what percentage of women voted for the Labour candidate? Okay, this is this bottom bar here. And if you look up, it's 20%. So part A is 20%. Okay, part B, what percentage of men voted SNP? So I'm going to go to the SNP column. Now, be careful. So we've got 30% women. So we're starting at 30 and going up to 50. So it's 20% men voted SNP. Part C. Was there any party for which an equal percentage of women and men both voted? Well, let me write the percentages on. So for Labour, we've got 20. And that bar goes up to 45. So that's going to be 25. SNP is 30 and 20%. Green, 25% and 20%. Lib Dem, 10% and 30%. And Conservative is 15% and 5%. So part C, no, there wasn't. Okay, part D. Which party did most men vote for? Looking at the information in the bar chart, it's clear to see that it's Lib Dem. Example 3. The comparative line graph shows the price of petrol and diesel at Bridge Garage over several weeks. So our petrol is the red line and diesel is the black line. Part A. Find the cost of petrol in week 2. Go along to week 2, up to the red line, and it's 130 pence. Okay, part B. Find the cost of diesel in week 3. Okay, go to week 3, up to the line, and it is also 130 pence. Okay, part C. Halfway through week 4, diesel became cheaper than petrol. When did it become dearer again? So we're looking at when the black line goes back above the red line. So halfway through week 4, it goes below, and halfway through week 5, it goes above again. So we're going to write halfway through week 5. Okay, part D. In week 7, how much dearer was diesel? So let's go to week 7. Diesel was 140 pence. Petrol was 130 pence. So it was 10 pence dearer. Example 4. Draw a comparative bar chart to show the number of phones sold by each phone company. So we're going to compare the 4 store and Phones for You. So I've got my bar chart set up. I've got my models down the bottom, my phone models, and up the side I've got my frequency. I've also got a key. So the pink bar is going to represent the 4 store and the green bar is going to represent Phones for You. Okay, for Apple, the 4 store was 12 and Phones for You was 6. Okay, moving on to Samsung. The 4 store was 10. And Phones for You was 11. Nokia, the 4 store was 3. And Phones for You was 5. BlackBerry, the 4 store was 6. And Phones for You was 3. Sony was 2 for each. And lastly, Vodafone was 5 for the 4 store and 8 for the Phones for You store. Just a wee thing to remember, make sure that you've got equal spacing between your bars, and also your bars need to be the same width the whole way across as well. And to finish off, I'm going to put a wee title at the top, and I'm just going to call it Mobile Phone Comparison. Okay, example 5, draw a comparative line graph to show the sales of TVs in each shop over these 5 days. Okay, so I've set up my line graph, good to go. I've got my scale down the bottom, which is the days, my scale up the side, which is the frequency, and my wee key this time, the red line is going to be Comet, and the yellow line is going to be Dixie's. So I'm going to deal with Comet first. Now it starts on 6, and by Thursday it's going to go up to 8. Okay, from Thursday to Friday it goes from 8 to 4. So down to 4. Okay, from Friday to Saturday it goes from 4 up to 12. And then from Saturday to Sunday it goes from 12 to 10. Okay, so there is my line for Comet. Okay, the same for Dixie's. On Wednesday it's 4 and it goes up to 6. On Thursday it's 6 and it increases to 10. On Friday it's 10 and it increases to 11. And on Saturday it's 11 and it increases to 12 for the Sunday. Okay, the only thing it's missing is a title, and we'll call it TV Sales Comparisons.